Hi everyone, my name is Jay Somerville. My studio's a mess, but this is my week 1 news talk assignment. Stay tuned. Okay, so the first question is asking, how significant are the points made in the textbook about the issues associated with news photography? So what story sticks out in my mind is the story in visual journalism, the book Visual Journalism that we had to read. And it was the situation where Libya was being liberated, and it had a picture inside of a magazine of Gaddafi standing there, like they were victorious and they won the war. But what they didn't show in that picture or try to portray in that picture is which side won. So it was kind of confusing. So you're led to believe something that's actually not happening. Also, there was a photographer named Quayle, and he was basically saying, a lot of editors are looking for the most dramatic and drama-filled pictures. So, if it bleeds, it leads, is what they say. Because in news, you want to have breaking news fast, and you want to have it delivered before anybody else. So, it's a constant battle with photography and in the news media to be, representing the right ethics when you're shooting something and you're telling that story. Also, they brought out a lot of information on how pictures are manipulated. These days we have Photoshop and this and that, but we also could take actual pictures that can be looking like it represents something, but it's really not representing that. And a lot of that is done in news, because in news you need you need it fast. It needs to be cut fast. It needs to be brought back to the station. It needs to be delivered quickly, because that's how news gets ahead in the game with other newscasters. So who's going to deliver this information, breaking news, better than the next person? Who got the best shot? The situation we just had now with Trump and his followers storming the Capitol. There was a lot of different unique shots taken from that, but a lot of those shots were portraying, a mob or a violence or whatnot. But you want to tell a story. So the right picture is going to tell the story, and the right picture is going to sell. Okay, I'm back. I had to put a surfboard up there. I had that picture up there. Anyways, so the next question that they're asking, what is your understanding of journalistic value of an image? You want to have abundance of different things that tell that narrative and tells that story. Your picture got to tell a story. Like when you look at a picture, you want to be able to come up with a movie, or some type of delivery that kind of narrates what you're seeing. So when you're shooting that and you're capturing a story that's going on, you want to capture those elements in it. So what sticks out in my mind was a photo, I think it was in visual journalism as well, where there's a lady walking down the street and there's a guy with a gun, a military guy, and she's walking by like she's going to Gucci or something. Like it was very uniquely done, because it showed the compare and contrast of the situation going on in that area where people were living their lives day to day, but they had this war going on around them, and at any time snipers could kill them in the street. But it was showing like how they're so numb to it and how they're living their life consistently, and it was a dope shot. So I think that tells a lot. You want to tell a story with your pictures. You want to have, you want to try to capture as many different items in that picture to represent what's going on. You don't want just a flat picture, So back to the question, what I've learned is to create a story with the pictures that you're taking. When you're shooting it, just don't take a shot. If you're there on a story, you want to capture that story quickly within that moment. It was also brought out in that TED Talks. He was talking about how him and his son were, they were swimming or something, and he was telling us about to drown or something with the waves, and capturing that picture in your brain of that moment. And that's what it is, taking a picture. Taking a strong picture that's gonna represent a good story. Think about a memory that you had as a kid, and what's that one picture that comes up? Of that situation. That's the picture that sells. That's the picture that can change your life and create a good narrative. Okay, so the last question it's not really a question, it's kind of a statement. It's saying, you must also consider how this week's TED Talk in Beyond the Classroom can relate to your argument. Don't really have an argument, but the TED Talks just brought out a bunch of cool, unique stuff, man. Like I was saying earlier about a good shot is capturing that story in the moment, like that snapshot in your brain of a memory, you know, and it has to be delivered through the camera as well. And what stuck out of my mind from watching his video, besides that story about him and his son, was the thing about the scientist who took the picture of the, not rocket, what was it? It was a comet. It was a comet that was coming out, but he's not a photographer. You see what I'm saying? He's not a photographer. The other people were like professional OG photographers, like they've been in the game. They know how to take a shot. But the point was, his shot got in the National Geographics because you captured a moment. You know what I'm saying? A moment that you can't reenact. I like them to improv. I like them to be themselves, because I can take so much from that unique delivery because it's actual work. I think that's why reality TV is so big too, you know, on another tangent. But I think I answered the questions. Look forward to seeing your videos and talk to you soon.